welcome back to the N4 Learning channel. The last video number 60, we learnt about the Sontay RM4 module, and we had a comment on that from Tony asking whether we could look at the RM4 module, 0 to 10 volts, 4 relays in. So let's just bring that module across first. So this is the module. You got your 4 relays there, and we put 0 to 10 volts in there, and we power it up with 24 volts AC or DC. It shows there, power module, 4-stage 1-off sequenced binary, LED indications, and let's scroll down. We don't need all that lot. LED status, we're not really interested in that. So there's your 0 volts and your 0 to 10, 24 volt supply here, 4 relays, and these are your common, normally open, normally closed. Now these are great for pump changeovers. They're also good for switching 240 volts. You don't really want to put 240 volts into an I/O module, especially if it's a Mac 36NL. Yes, it would take it. Don't advise doing that. I advise 24 volts AC or DC switching, and then switch another relay which will switch to 240 volts if you need to switch 240 volts. This module will switch 240 volts, no problem at all. So you've got your input signal 0 to 10 or 2 to 10. You've got some overrides there, and you've got different functions, stage, sequenced and binary, depending on where you put your jumper on the pins. And these are your voltages. Relay 1, so 0.625 volts to 1.25 volts will give you relay 1 enabled. That's in the binary mode. Stage mode, 2 to 4 volts, 4 to 6 volts we'll put on relay 1 and relay 2, 6 to 8 volts we'll put on 1, 2 and 3, and 8 to 10 volts we'll put on all 4 relays. And then we've got the sequence mode, so relay 1, and then 4 to 6 relay 2, 6 to 8 relay 3, and 8 to 10 relay 4. So let me just move that further across there out of the way, and let me show you on this Jace 8000 controller. So we're currently running 4.12, I believe, 4.12. so this is a version that we're running, which is the latest as of today, 8th of November 2022. So I've got a folder in here, that's just a test, so we can ignore that at the moment. But if I want relay 1 on, let's just put a Boolean writable in there, and let's set that to true. So I want relay 1 on, so I'll put that into there. That voltage has changed down there, and this is just to show you what would happen with the digital input demux. Relay 1 will be on, and then if I put relay 1 and 2 on, you see relay 1 and 2 is on there with that voltage 2.188 volts. Let's bring this back across. So 1 and 2, 2.18 volts DC. So let's put relay 3 on and go back to that. Relay 3 is 4.688, 4.68, 1, 2 and 3, and let's put relay 4 on. Go back to that. Relay 4, we've got 9.688, 9.68. So that just proves it works in binary mode. So I'm just going to cut these back out. So relay 3 is just on its own there. Let's just take that out as well. In fact, I should have really put it to false, because all of them are going to say true now. But let's show you what happens in the folder. So we've got DO1, 2, 3, 4 and a test voltage there. And I've taken DO1 to that and that, DO2 to them 3, DO3 to them 3 and DO4 to them 3. So let's go into this folder and let's show you what's happening. So that's an AND block, so that's all the digitals on, which they currently are. That's going through a switch there, and if it's true it's 9.69 volts. If it's not true it's 0.31. So there's your into a maximum block, and that's 9.69 because they're all true. These voltage are basically the voltages that are set. Let's bring that screen back across that. These voltages here, 0.313, 0.938, 1.563, 2.188, 2.81 there, 5.13. Let me just minimize that. .313 there, 7.81 there, 9.688 there. We really could do with showing you how this is done. So DO1, if that's enabled, i.e. we want DO1 to be on, we will take that true 0.94 and we'll put it into this maximum block. If it's false, we put in 0.31 into that block. DO2, we put, if it's true, 1.56 into that block, into this maximum block. DO3, we put 2.81 into that block. DO4, we put 5.31 to be precise into that block. This is how I wrote it, so you can easily copy this. Let's see if we can just make it a bit easier for you to copy. I put that across there, put that across there. Find it's showing you the lines. There's quite a few of them there. So really the copy DO1 to these numeric switches. If you copy these numeric switches, that's an AND, that's an AND, that's a numeric switch, numeric switch, numeric switch. All this does is cascade through the maximum block. If it's not true, then you're going to use 0.31. If that's not true, 0.31. If that's not true, 0.31, which is your voltage with them all being off. I don't think there's anything else. This block 2 is exactly the same, except we've got some different voltages here which you need to take into consideration, and all these are numeric switches here, and this block here, that's an AND. Yeah, block 1 and block 2, and then we've got the AND there. I wrote this ages ago, and I haven't used it that many times, to be honest with you. Numeric switch, maximum block, the output, and that's just basically testing the output. I turn that off, inactive. So we've now just got output 2, 3 and 4 on. Emergency inactive, 3 and 4 on. Let's have a look what's happening in here with this block 1 and 3 and 4. That's giving out 7.8 volts because we've got that true and we've got that one true, and that's 2.8, 5.3 going into a maximum, so it wants just 5.3 there, but we've got coming in here 7.8, so both DO3 and DO4 are true, so that overwrites that and puts 7.8 volts into there, so the output is 7.8 volts. Maximum block again there, and that's just a tester, that's just testing to see whether it works or not. We won't be using that at all for the logic. Go back again, that's just a tester. So depending on what relays you want on, you send out the voltage to the RM4 module, which is this in binary mode. Now I think I did write some logic for staged and sequenced. Sequence is going to be easy. I think you don't have to worry about sequence. That's not going. That's a no-brainer. Just make sure that if it's anything between 2 volts and 4 volts, you put relay 1 on. Anything between 4 and 6 volts, you put 2 on. 6 and 8, you put 3 on, and 8 and 10, you put 4 on. And I think one of the blocks that I wrote before, I actually had it that you could select binary, staged or sequenced, but this one is just a normal binary at the moment, which is going to be the hardest block of all. Staged 2 to 4, if it goes above 4 but below 6, you put on the other one. If it goes above 6, well 6 to 8, you would put on them other 3. So that's actually quite an easy one. This one's the most complicated one, which is what I'm showing you here. This one here is the most complicated one to work out, and unfortunately you can only work it out by these going into these. These are just normal blocks, so there's an AND block there, that's a numeric switch and a maximum. You might need to want to pause this, but let's look at block 1 again. So that's block 1. You just need to make sure you copy these voltages here, and then of course send them to the right places that we've put them in here. You could pause this, take a snapshot of it, and then copy that logic. And block 2, the same again. The important bit is these test voltages here. Again, you could copy that. Let's just spread that out a little bit more for you, so you can screen print it or whatever you want. So that one's going to there, so that's the reason why. Let's just move this down out of the way. Let's see if we can try and get all of them connected up so you can see it. Yeah, there's just one not connected now, which is this one there, going into there. You don't need to use this, you can just write into that block 8.44 0.31, so you don't need to use this at all. Just basically write into the blocks what these values are here: 5.94, 0.3.44, 0.31. You could just do that, which is probably easier than actually writing out that bit. That's just an AND gate. So that was block 2. Let's go back to block 1 again. There's 2 ANDs there, but you could just write these in these numeric switches, and then you can get rid of this as long as you've got your values in your numeric switches. Okay, I think that is it for this one. There's nothing really else to show you. If I do find the one that I wrote where you can actually select stage or sequenced, or I might even just write this one, I'll do another video on it. So thank you for watching. If you've learnt something, or you're happy with the video, can you just give it a like please, and subscribe, and then that way you will get further notifications once I post a video. Thank you.